Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie with teacherbytheshore.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to really be rambling about several things. I'm going to be talking about working in your teacher business, using your strengths and your weaknesses and not working against them. Also staying organized and developing systems as a solid foundation and avoiding burnout. So these are things that I'm learning along the way about my business, about myself, and I'm just going to ramble on about those today. And by the way, I'm documenting my journey as a teacherpreneur. So if you are someone who's interested in working differently as a teacher, having more time, more money, less aggravation, follow my journey because I have already started to pave the way for myself to earn a decent living as a freelance teacher. And I'm also going to be building on top of that. So go ahead and press subscribe if you're interested in that. So this is just things I've been learning, working through, things like that. I'll start with strengths versus weaknesses. So I consider myself sort of ADD. I think let's put it this way. If I ate whatever I wanted, if I didn't watch my diet, I would probably clinically have ADD because my mind can get completely lost. I have to really watch what I eat. I stay on a very low carb diet. Sometimes I'm completely keto. I find that I have the most amount of clarity and I'm most productive in my life and most motivated when I'm eating strictly keto. Sometimes, and I'm not going to go into a keto tangent here, but sometimes it can be taken too far if you don't ever take breaks to have some carbs. That's a long story, too much for this video, but especially if I have to buckle down and really do some intense lesson planning or something for a few days in a row, I will strictly eat keto during those times because it's the only way I can really get it done quickly without, like they say, being a computer with 15 tabs open. That's literally what it feels like. Anyway, so work with your weaknesses. So because I am the more ADD type, and I think a lot of people who are self-employed tend to be this way anyway, they tend to be a little bit ADD, if you want to call it that. I tend to jump between different tasks. It's just the way I operate best. And it's the reason why I love working from home, because if I'm working at my desk on a task and my brain is just literally telling me, just stop, I need a break. I need a mental break, just stop. I don't like to stop. I'm not somebody who likes to stop and go waste time. I feel guilty wasting time, but I'll be getting to that in a moment because you don't want to burn yourself out. So what I'll do is I'll go do something a little bit more mindless, but productive. So I'll go empty the dishwasher. I'll go start a load of wash. I'll go maybe sit with my kids and see if they need any help because they're both homeschooled at the moment. Maybe I'll do a personal task on the computer or send an email or something, like something that doesn't require as much brain power. And then once I feel like I have given my mental power a break, I'll come back to the more mentally, I don't know, not draining, but the mentally demanding tasks. So work with your ADD, not against it. I think you can actually get more done if you bounce back and forth between more mentally demanding tasks and less mentally demanding tasks. Now, the one thing I'm not good about in there, I'm very good about this, but the one thing I'm not good about is recognizing when I do need to go, like sit in the back and just sit by the lake and look at the ducks. Like sometimes we just need that stillness and that simplicity to really recharge. That I'm not good about, and I need to get better. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Actually, I'll talk about that now. So I definitely can feel myself getting a little burned out. And that became really evident yesterday when I totally no-showed on a book Nook class. Yes. And that there's sort of a story behind that. We only have 3 working chargers in the house and there's 3 people here. Well, no, I'm sorry. So one of them stopped working. So then we only had 2. And so we were sort of like one person was always left out with the charger. And I happened to have gotten left out in the afternoon. And I forgot, I didn't care. Actually, I was sort of happy that my phone was dead, but I completely forgot that my phone is what reminds me to do my afternoon Book Nook tutoring sessions. So I missed because my phone was dead and it didn't remind me. I completely miss a class. And it really, when I do something like that, when I make such a major faux pas, I look at my life and I say, yeah, I'm overextended right now. I am. But I also realized from that the second one of the chargers stopped working, I should have been right on the phone, right on the computer, whatever, ordering a new charger. And I did order it. It's supposed to come today, but I didn't order it soon enough. We went too many days hopping around um, between chargers. So there's when you operate, when you're self-employed, and especially with online teaching, I'm finding I have never needed so badly to stay organized than I do now. I'm just finding this work requires a huge level of organization. I don't know if it's the digital aspect of it, because yes, I needed to stay organized as a classroom teacher when I was teaching the classroom, but there's something different about this teaching digitally online. There's just this huge level of organization that's required. And part of it is because you're self-scheduling. So you need to know what you're doing like 3, 4, 5 months in advance, especially if you do core classes like I do. I teach middle school science. So I've started to realize I need to really think ahead and know what I'm doing and set up my scheduling, because otherwise parents are going to be saying like, when are you opening this class? You want to be ahead of that. So I learned to develop sort of a system with scheduling. And I'm going to show you, I just ordered this appointment book because I was using like printouts from the internet, but I just ordered this amazing, I just think it's so pretty, this 2020, and it's actually, it's April, and I'm just ordering my 2020 planner, but I didn't know what I needed. So I now realize that I needed, for scheduling, I need to have, this type where you can put the times that your classes are during the day. I don't have this page filled out. And then on the weekend, I could put important tasks for that week or that need to be done on the weekend. Here I have my son's homeschool evaluation is due next Thursday. Not ready at all. I need to get on it. And then in the front, I have different sticky notes. So one of these sticky notes is for personal tasks that need to be done regarding my kids or my home or myself. The other one is my side health business. The other one is OutSchool. That's the main company that I work for. And the other one is my overall business. So on that one, for example, I have work on my opt-in/email list, which I don't have going yet. Eventually I will, and you'll be able to opt in down there. I'm creating an ebook for that. Another sort of a long-term goal is to work on Teachers Pay Teachers, getting established on that website. I need to build a website. So I have teacherbytheshore.com domain name, and I have the link down there, but right now I don't have a website. You'll literally, if you go there, you'll see a little cat falling asleep and falling over. It's so funny. That's DreamHost's, I don't know, page that they have there. And I have, just some other little tasks that I need to do for my overall business to move the needle on my overall business. So I keep my sticky notes in the front. They're sort of out of sight, but every time I open it, here we go. And then I have a blue clip here to sort of keep me on the week that I'm on. So this has come in really handy. It also has in the front the annual calendar. So sometimes when I'm working like 5 months ahead, I have to like count weeks of classes and things, and I can look at the annual calendar. And then in between each month, it has a monthly page. So I can sort of fill things in ahead of time, and then I can transfer them to the weekly pages when I get to that month. So I really recommend this calendar. I'm going to put a link below. I read all the reviews. I looked through a ton of calendars. I really love this one. And the front feels like, I don't know, almost like velvet. It's got a weird texture that I like. So yeah, staying organized and sort of ahead of the game is very important. And I learned that by not getting, everything I do is digital. Going without a charger in this house was, by the way, I have possibly lost my Book Nook contract because the day before, as I mentioned in my last video, the day before, the Book Nook website was down. And so they're requiring me to prove that I was actually here teaching. And I did take some screenshots, but they're not happy with the screenshots that I took so far, even though I was literally, well, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but so I'm having right now to prove that I taught those classes when the Book Nook website was down. And then I went ahead and legit didn't show up to a class. And if you miss 2 classes, you're kicked out. I don't think it's on the third one. I think like you miss by the second class, you're kicked out. So right now, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep my contract with Nook, which if that happens, I am a big believer in sort of fate slash, God, the universe taking care of things for you. I just might be overextended with that contract. So and also they're still working out a lot of bugs, and it can be very frustrating sometimes. So if it happens, it happens. What else? I think that's it. The only other system I can say that I've really had to work on is my grading system. I tried to use Google spreadsheets, or Google Sheets, I think it's called, within the Google Drive. That just didn't work out for me. I tried to keep track of grades. It became more work than it was, because sometimes, or than it should have been, sometimes during class, I'm keeping track of who's doing the activities, because I have the kids log into interactive slides, and I'm keeping track, checking my time to make sure I'm not late for my next class. I keep track of who's doing the activities, and it's hard for me to do that on Google Sheets. It's not even possible. So especially since I'm sharing my screen half the time. So I did set up a system in here where I can just keep track of the Nearpod slides, the activities they do during class and after class, and all of their grades, like quiz grades and things like that. A lot of the parents don't even really care about a grade, but I just keep track of all grades because some parents do want them, some people don't. And then I send 4-week progress reports. Every 4 weeks, I send the parents a progress report, letting them know, how much they're participating, basically what the grade is. I don't calculate the overall grade, but the grades, the individual grades. And by having it all right here, when I'm sitting down to do these progress reports, I can just flip right through and look at the student and type real quickly what they've done. And I have a template typed up for each 4 weeks of progress reports, so I can reuse that template every time. I'm still working on making those progress reports more efficient. It's not efficient right now, but I'm getting there. And avoiding burnout. When you're taking on a new endeavor, it's a super fast learning curve, high learning curve. And you can definitely get burned out. And the thing with Outschool is there's literally some businesses, a lot of businesses, there's really no ceiling to how much money you can make. It really is a situation where time is money. The more time you put into your business, the quicker you get new classes or new flex classes or whatever onto the platform, and the quicker money rolls in. But you also have to make sure that you are providing quality to your students and your parents. They're paying for this, so you have to make sure you're providing quality and fun classes, and also not burning yourself out. So I almost feel like a racehorse, and I'm having to pull, or maybe I'm the guy riding the horse and I'm having to pull the reins back, whoa, because you see that money and you want to run, and you're like, no, I'm compromising the quality for my students. I'm compromising the quality of life for me and my kids. You can hear I'm actually sick right now, although I don't know if that has to do with me working a lot or allergies. It's allergy season right now. And we've been passing around viruses here. But in some ways, I feel like I'm not recovering as quickly as I should, because I'm sort of going. So I made a decision last night to extend. I haven't quite fully finalized this, but so I'm teaching semester 1 right now of my science class, and my plan was to go right into semester 2. So these kids that are in my semester 1 class can go right into my semester 2. And then I'll have both semesters going at the same time, and boom, possibly double my income, right? That was the plan. But as I've gone through, and I've really been working hard at establishing these systems and establishing really good lesson plans and really interactive and fun lesson plans, I'm starting to realize I don't think I can go straight through. So I have pushed my semester 1 class. I've arranged it so I'll have a 6-week break in the summer between finishing my semester 1 class and starting my semester 2 class. A 6-week break where I don't have to be pounding away at lesson plans. And it'll be a financial loss, but I think I will come back to lesson planning more efficient, with a different perspective, more energy. I will feel more complete as a person and a human. My kids will have more of my attention over the summer. And I'll be able to teach other classes that are not as demanding as far as lesson planning goes. So that'll be fine. So yeah, so I've now made myself a 6-week gap, and I'm actually thinking about taking the whole summer off and starting the semester 2 in mid-August. So I'm debating that right now. I can't decide. I mean, nobody has signed up for my semester 2 class yet. Well, I only listed it a couple of days ago, but um, I probably my students are undecided too on when they want to take my semester 2 class. So we're all sort of undecided, so that's fine. Or if they want to take my semester 2 class. So I might start it in August and really give myself a huge breather and be able to focus on other things such as establishing my business, maybe YouTube, teachers pay teachers, having fun, you know. So sometimes you just have to pull back the reins in your business, especially when you're in a situation where time is money. And if you just keep on working, you're just going to keep on increasing that pay. Well, that's a shiny object, right? But it could be a trap too. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm sort of pulling myself back. All right. So I hope you enjoyed my perspective, sort of what I'm thinking about, what I'm involved in, what I'm doing. And I hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.